So, however, this is the thing, and the people will take over because Ambrose told me the people are taking over everywhere. Long time that fellow chief surveyor told me these fellows come up, what no Dominican ever did. They came up, surveyor's office, they know the whole map of Dominica, where land is available, and they're purchasing land everywhere. And as I said, these people, when you do take stock, they push everybody out. And I'm saying to you, rather than you try to get some piece of land to build a villa for yourself and family, even if for when you go on your vacation, you there hunting here, there, and everywhere, but that doesn't help you either. Because what I'm saying, you're speaking about developing your island, which is true, which is good. But when you talk about like you don't have anything, because even that little piece by law you there, you all are not discussing or doing anything about it. You all are not interested in anything.
I mean, I put the land in Layo in the business plan, and I put 2004 for the opening of the guest house. So this is what I'm going to do. When I go home, I've sent the money to Miss Shaw. I've spoken to her. I'm going to write a letter to her this week asking her for a loan application. So I can take a loan based on the savings I have there, because I have right now about $150,000.
Yes.
I've been saving the money. I've not been telling you much.
Not only that.
Let me tell you something.
The land is an investment in itself. It's a collateral. You don't have no. Once you have that because value.
So what I'm saying is, I've been putting the money there. And I'm going to take the loan. So we can build the place.
But you should do that in collaboration with the others, like
That's why we had the meeting, you know. We had the meeting, and
because it's not much, because it's subdivided. Everybody owns a piece of it. Everybody collaborate together. And I am saying
As you can see, before we had the Montclair State HSA dance troupe performing authentic Haitian cultural dance and thing. And we had I just now representing for the Indo-Caribbean community. And right about now, I'd like to introduce Shaka. I'm Calypso member.
I'm going to introduce our keynote speaker. Gabriel Christian was born in good old Dominica on January 1st, 1961. After completing school in Dominica, he came to the United States and completed his BBA in Procurement and Public Contracting at the University of the District of Columbia in 1986. He later became a Juris Doctor in 1990 from Georgetown University Law Center. He is currently a trial lawyer with Gabriel J Christian and Associates LLC, which specializes in civil and criminal litigation in Maryland, with Metro DC representation of a variety of Caribbean business and community interests. As a former president of the Dominica Federation of Students in 1976 to 78, during Dominica's independence movement, Gabriel got an opportunity to meet many Caribbean students and other leaders. During his college years in Washington, D.C., he also served as the president of the Caribbean Student Association at the University of D.C., a founding member of D.C.-based Institute of Caribbean Studies and its general counsel, and co-founder of the Rosie Douglas Foundation and the Dominica Academy of Arts and Sciences. He is a Dominican by birth, a progressive Caribbean by choice, married to Joan Robinson, and have a boy, Makonnen, age 3, and girl, Samora, age 7. His list of accomplishments go on and on. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Gabriel Christian.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A round of applause for Calypso, Shaka, and all the rest of the crew. It is indeed fitting, and first of all, I really would like to thank Providence, that is God. Bob Marley would say, Jah Rastafari. But I really would like to thank the higher powers and authorities for making it possible for me to be here this evening with my family, as in my wife and my 2 kids, but my family as in my Caribbean family. Because frankly, when I saw the Haitian dancers and our sisters from Guyana and Zoom, the Indo-Caribbean dancers, what really came most deeply to me was that sense that the Caribbean represents the world, am I right? Because within our veins, frankly, flows the richness of Africa, of Asia, as in India, of Europe. We have to give that concession. Because each of these civilizations contributed value to our civilization. And it is interesting that we have made that trip from the Caribbean, but we've taken with us the warmth of our island homes deep within our bosoms, haven't we? We've done that. And while we've done that, we have not forgotten that Caribbean students, wherever they've gone on campus, and I know the academic advisor, Clarissa Gonzalez, Lynn, and I think we'll concede, Caribbean students have been among academically the best students, am I right? And it's on that subject that I would like to really dwell a little bit. I really would like to thank Shaka Saran for giving me the privilege of being here. I met her at a function in February with regard to organization. We had folks from California, from Toronto. We got together in a little spot in Maryland called Bishop Clackett. And we had a young Dominican gentleman who I had known in high school. And he works for Hercules Corporation. He makes rocket fuel and those kinds of things. But he's an expert in organizational theory. And he sat us down and he was basically teaching us about getting together and how we can work together. And we came up with this concept, team. T-E-A-M. And everybody repeat after me, team. T-E-A-M. I got a couple of dollars in my pocket. I'll give maybe this $1, maybe something more. If somebody tells me maybe what was the concept he was trying to bring out, if anybody can just put a hand up and tell me what each of these letters stand for. T. Well, my wife put her hand up, but that's not fair, you know. I wonder if someone else. You don't have to be absolutely right. Okay, Miss Jaron.
Together.
Together? Everyone? Achieve? That's not fair. Together. Let's do it. Together.
Everyone achieves more.
Team. Let's put it together with Team Caribbean, ladies and gentlemen. I want us to be focused on this reality, and that is, at this point in time, our privilege is great and our responsibilities are greater. I don't want it to simply be the case that we believe that we contributed only Bob Marley. Bob Marley is great. Brother Bob was great. But we're more than that. We are the curry, the callaloo, the rice and peas. We're that too. We're calypso, we're cricket. We're quarantine, we're rupuluni, we're demerara, we're burpees. We're San Fernando, we're Rima. We're Kingston, we're Charlotte, we're Puerto Rico, we're Havana. We're Montego Bay, we're Negril. We're San Fernando, we're Roseau. We're Castries St. Lucia, and we're Kingston St. Vincent. And what we have been able to do as a people from a very small part of the world has been in fact momentous. And I will share a few things. We're here in the United States. But now how many people here know that the only country that the founder of in fact the first president of this country, George Washington, what is the only country he ever visited outside the United States? Does anybody know? Guyana wasn't configured, the other's Guyana. The table is here, the flag is behind me, it starts with a B. Barbados is the only country George Washington ever visited. Alexander Hamilton was born in St. Kitts, one of the signatories to the Constitution of the United States. So the Caribbean presence in the United States precedes the foundation of the 13 colonies and the first government. Jamaica Queens, why Jamaica Queens? Because the eastern seaboard of the United States was inextricably linked with economic development in the Caribbean. And if you've ever heard of places like Hilton Head, Myrtle Beach, how many people made to that part of the Carolinas? I'll tell you something. I had a law clerk from Harvard University, Clifford Bush. He's not related to George Bush, by the way. Clifford Bush. If you close your eyes and you listen to Clifford Bush, you heard Caribbean. The people in the South Carolina Islands, they speak like us. Do you know why? For 200 years, they went back and forth between the islands, sugar, molasses, for rice. And so we have to understand our place is a place that is deeply rooted within the history of this country. And so we should not be strangers and feel like we are. We should understand that our contribution has made the United States what it is. Give it up for the Caribbean, ladies and gentlemen. And when I talk about contribution, I don't simply mean our contribution in the way of music, that's important. In the way of cuisine, that's critical, we gotta eat, right? In the way that we talk and the way that we walk, that's part of us, that's key. But the gentleman who built the shoe lasting machine was from a place called Suriname. Yeah, any Surinamese here? Suriname is close to Guyana, right? How many Guyanese are here? All right, so we all know about Suriname, right? His name was Jan Metzliger. He's on the U.S. postage stamp, and frankly, he was the first Caribbean person on the U.S. postage stamp. Put it up for Jan Metzliger. The biggest collection of history on the African experience is at the Schomburg Library here, not far from here in New York. And the person who in fact put that together was a gentleman born in the Virgin Islands, grew up in Puerto Rico and in New York, Arturo Schomburg. Put it up for Arturo Schomburg, a Caribbean man again. And I can go on and I can go on, and I don't want to talk about Malcolm X or Stokely Carmichael. How many people know that this flag here, the Haitian flag, that was the flag under which the father of a distinguished African American was born. His name was no less than W.B. Du Bois. We say in the Caribbean, Du Bois. Am I right? Put it up for W.B. Du Bois. Caribbean roots. And now you've got to stop me, because if I go on too long, then they'll say everybody's Caribbean. So I'll stop right here. Let's talk about the responsibilities that we have. We have to be focused. We have to be on our game. We have to be on our point. And we have to be on our team. Right, Nick? Nick will tell you, because he's a management major, that when in the 1960s and 50s actually, and 60s and 70s, we were on our game, we were on our team, we were focused. Who had the best cricketing team in the entire world? Again? Rohan Kanai? Every time I say West, is Rohan Kanai? Alvin Kalicharan? Chandapal? Lloyd? The gentleman from Antigua? Roberts? Gabriel Somas? Frank Warren? And we were on our game, we were on our team, and that was in sports. And I'm not going to talk about Ewan, and I'm not going to talk about, Jerry Lynch at the Olympics, whose father was Trinidadian. I'm going to talk about the science, and the technology, and the productivity that we brought to enrich the society. That is important. How many people know that the designer of the gallium arsenide base for the Intel chip, the first Intel chip in the world, was put together by a West Indian? How many people know that? Well, Shaka's mother says she knows that. The gentleman's name is Dr. Sherman Severin, a Dominican who came here in '69, did physics at Iona College, is now a doctor of physics, and holds several patents. Advises Bill Gates, advises Boeing, and in fact creates new material out of composite material. Dominican, a Caribbean person. And I think every one of you, take a look at the person next to you right now. Just take a look at the person next to you right now. Some of us look good looking, and some of us, not so good. We're all beautiful in the eyes of God, But let's go beyond the facial characteristics of the person next to you, and let's go within. What we have within us are a unique set of historical patterns engraved on our DNA that has given us an opportunity to move almost seamlessly through different cultures, that has allowed us to have a balance that allows people to appreciate us. And if we use that advantage, if we use that knowledge, if we study hard, if we work together, if we understand our commonality and not that which divides us as African ancestry, European ancestry, or Indian ancestry, but our common home, if we do that and we move forward and we produce and we educate and we in fact build, we would have in fact given thanks to God for making use of His bounty, pleasure to our parents for having invested in in us, and love to the idea of the Caribbean, because it's the Caribbean we're from. God bless you, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen. I wish I could stay longer, but you gotta dance, you gotta eat. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much for the Caribbean Unity. In honor of Calypso, I would like to say that this evening I just thought I'd bring some of my books with me. They will be here on sale. I'll sell them at the student price. And I just wanted to say that half of all the proceeds, I told Ms. Jaron, a third, lawyers talk in thirds. That's the fee, But half of all the proceeds, I'll go to 50%. How's that? Half of all the proceeds will go to Calypso, and the books will be on the table. But I'll tell you a little something before I go. It's a little bit of a joke. How many Trinis in here? Trinidad and Tobago. How many people from Guyana in here? Okay. How many people from Jamaica in here? All right. At the University of the District of Columbia in the 1980s, the two biggest contingents, thank you, were from Jamaica and from Trinidad. I'm from Dominica, right? That's our flag right here. So I'm a small island boy, small island. I mean, somebody made a joke and said, look, Gabe, your island is so small that if someone start running and pick up speed, you're not going to see, But what happened was, when we would get together, the Jamaicans wanted to only play reggae. And when we'd get together as a Trini party, the Trinis only wanted to play soca. But I'm a small island boy, I play both. So I got elected president. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you.
Once again, a round of applause to Mr. Gabriel Christian. Come on, y'all, give it up to the dance. That's the first time I've ever seen a man from Dominica speak. It's a good thing. And next, we have Dino Barrow, Calypso members. Once again, we have Calypso members, Dino Barrow, Jonathan Evans, and Elijah Hackett. We got a performance here.
Yeah. Hold on.
Good. Gabriel. That's good.
Mr. Christian.
Yeah. I'm being called back, okay.
This is while I get this set up here. Can you explain to them what your book is about?
Okay, I'll tell you what happened. I came up here with an idea as to what I should say about Caribbean unity, and how we're good looking, and how we're well educated, and how we're productive, and so on. And when I got up here, I forgot everything. I saw all the good looking people in here, and I kind of lost my way, So she had to call me back. So I apologize for that. Rain on a tin roof. Rain on a tin roof. When I came to this country a long time ago, I was in this apartment, and I only knew it was raining when I looked outside. How many of us can relate to the experience? Put your hands up. You only knew it was raining when you looked outside. Because back home, what kind of roofs do we have for the most part? Rain. So when it's raining, you know it's? Rain. Right. So rain in the Caribbean is not just rain, it's like a sweet, sweet lullaby late at night when you snuggle. And so I use it as the sort of quintessential experience to title this experience of growing up in the Caribbean and coming to the United States. In 1984, while I was at college, I like to tell the story, I had 80 boats. 80 boats every Saturday and Sunday I had to clean out on the Potomac River. 80 yachts. I was a dock steward. $4.10 an hour, working without permission. How many of us work without permission? But don't worry about it, the police study here. I'm a lawyer, you know, I can represent you. But you know, I mean, my only crime was wanting to work. By the sweat of thy brow, thou shalt live bread. 80 votes. And the thing about it is, I was carrying a 3.75 and a 3.9 and a 4.0. And I would be carrying these bags of trash, Nick, on a Sunday in the spring when the sun is out and the flowers are fluttering and so on. I had this big cart of trash, you know. I had the pool behind me, and I was very, very concerned that maybe some girl I was talking to at school would walk by and say, Christian, is this you? You know? So I tried to carry the trash really quickly. So all of this struggle and effort towards an objective of acquiring knowledge to enhance the quality of life in my community is captured in this book. It's captured in this book. And I want to simply say that all of us have it within us to tell a story. All of us have it within us to do something grand. Look at the person next to you. Look at the person next to you. Are you looking at